A pleasant good day to our course coordinator, Ms. Scott, our course facilitator, Ms. Irvin, and to my esteemed colleagues from the University of Belize. Nelson Mandela once said that education is the most powerful weapon that we can use to change the world. It is my belief and conviction that that quotation by Nelson Mandela will be relevant in the discussion that I'll be having with you today. Before I get into my topic, I will give you a brief order in which I'm going to discuss my points. 1. What constitutes quality education? 2. What are the reasons for education within a society? 3. What are the factors that are currently used to measure quality education? 4. Opposing views to the points that I'm going to be discussing. 5. Counter views. 6. Conclusion. And 7. Question and answer. For a long time, especially post World War II, many key stakeholders within education have been arguing, have been debating on what actually constitutes quality education, giving rise to the already complex system that exists. For some, quality education might simply mean increasing access. For others, quality education might be providing an opportunity for students to express themselves. And for others, quality education might simply means increasing net enrollment at school. Of course, these concepts are not limited to the ones that I have just discussed. But it is my position categorically that these concepts or measures that I have just discussed do not measure quality education. It is my position and belief that quality education should be measured by its relevance. Now, what constitutes a relevant educational system? To start with, a relevant education system must start with a national plan or a vision by a society or country. Without a plan or a vision, then we cannot tell exactly where we want to go. According to UNICEF 2002, quality content refers to the intended and taught curriculum of schools where national goals for education and outcome statements that translate those goals into measurable objectives should provide the starting point for development and implementation of curriculum. According to Avla, in a research that he did in Belize, the relevance and impact of education and economic development will be greatly enhanced when the educational objectives and agenda are closely aligned to and complemented by those of other key institutions of society: family, religion, business, and the community at large. In general, according to UNICEF 2002, curriculum should emphasize deep rather than broad coverage of important areas of knowledge, authentic and contextualized problem of study, and problem solving that stresses skill development and as well as knowledge acquisition. Quality education is measured by its relevance to the vision and national plan of a society or community. What are the two reasons for having quality education within a society, especially a developing country? According to Zermi, he refers to relevant education system as one that simultaneously integrates culture and national conditions into the educational curriculum and simultaneously provides meaningful entry into the world of modernization. There we go. The two main reasons. 1, to facilitate or to disseminate culture or values within a society, and 2, to pass or to imbue the children or the people within a society with the requisite skills that they are going to be using to help to develop or mobilize that society according to the national vision or plan. Schultz re-emphasized this point when he said, skills and knowledge are forms of capital, and if more were spent on education, the productivity and efficiency of the workforce would increase, and extra money spent would soon be repaid by the extra contribution made to the economy. Any educational system, if it's relevant, it should provide a basis for transmitting skills and norms within a society. As I have mentioned in my introduction, many key stakeholders use many different concepts or measures to measure quality education. Example, access or equality of opportunity. Now, it is my conviction that these do not necessarily measure quality education. Rather, these are factors that actually facilitate quality education. And these are factors that promote social cohesion. They do not accurately measure relevant education. Remember, as I have mentioned before, relevant education is pegged against the vision and the national purpose for an educational system. Now, if an educational system is relevant, then these other measures can be used to help to promote that educational system that is relevant. Now, it is not all clear as to how much the educational system within a country adds to the country's growth or economic development. These are the counter views. According to Illich, schools are not effective in teaching skills and in practice diametrically oppose educational ideas in which he believes. Furthermore, the educational system is at the root of the problems of modern industrialization and industrialized society, in that schools are the first, most vital and important stage in the creation of mindless, conforming, and easily manipulated citizens. That's huge. What Illich is saying is that school is not equipped to transmit the types of skills needed within society. Collins also supported this point by saying only a minor part of the expanse of education in advanced industrial society can be seen as directly serving the demands of industry for skill, training, and knowledge. Collins went on to say that skills are better taught or gained on the job, and they are not being gained within the schooling system. However, according to UNESCO, as cited in Jeremiah 2005, functional literacy is not just about reading, writing, and calculating, but rather about the contribution of these skills to economic and social welfare of individuals and the community. So what this is saying is that we need schools, because schools that are relevant actually transmit the values and prepare students for work and within the workforce. And if they do that correctly, then they will be matching the educational system with the workforce, and that will then lead to proper socio-economic development. In conclusion, we can see that education, relevant education, when measured against a country's national vision and scope, can add to the socio-economic development within a country. But we must also be mindful of the point not to confuse the measure of relevant education and those factors that can help to gauge relevant education within a society. Questions. This question was asked by Janine Walters. Are there any psychological factors that facilitate the process of relevant education? Yes, Janine. And a relevant educational system is one that would allow the society to methodically weed out students. It may sound harsh, but methodically weed out students that are able to transcend into the various positions within society. A relevant educational system will allow students to understand their role identity within society. Understanding their role within society would give them a sense of purpose and a sense of mobility within that society. Hence, that person will feel good about himself, knowing exactly what role he plays within society. Second question was asked by Tonisha Dixon. Would you agree that education is not limited to the classroom setting, but individuals can learn life lessons through a variety of media? I perfectly agree with you, Tanisha, that within the classroom there are certain skills that you can learn. Granted, in the real world, that in itself is a classroom. Informal education is as powerful as formal education, providing that these experiences lend itself to the national development of a country. Thank you for listening, and I hope that this discussion has been one that was engaging.